Coca-Cola is a multinational soda corporation whose headquarters lies in Atlanta, Georgia. They manufacture, retail, and market non-alcoholic beverages as well as syrups. The top major competitors of this company are Pepsi, Keurig, Dr. Pepper, Red Bull, and Nestle. What makes this company so successful is its ability to rebrand itself and be able to market itself effectively to each new generation. Every few years, they're able to market themselves well to the new audience, as well as keeping things interesting with new product launches. Coca-Cola prides itself on the culture they have built up in their organization. Their core values listed on their company culture webpage is diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think these are great values to have as a company in these changing times. If not the most important jobs at a corporation is a chief executive officer or a CEO. The CEO holds the most important job at the company because they make the decisions that impact different departments of the company or the company as a whole. They also decide what direction the company is headed in, and they carry out whatever the slogan of the company is. There are plenty of qualities that make someone a good CEO. A good CEO must be able to learn from their mistakes and be able to make better decisions as time goes on. A CEO must also have adaptability. They need to be able to guide their company through any changes in their market and steer them in a new direction if needed. One of the most important qualities of a strong CEO is having strong communication and listening skills. They must be able to communicate and listen effectively to people they deal with inside their company and on the outside. There are multiple ways to assess a worthy CEO. During the hiring process, the candidates can be given a personality test to determine their personality type. A personality test can determine whether the candidate is likely to be resilient, decisive, adaptive, and be a good communicator. Candidates can also be evaluated by having their resumes evaluated. Obtaining all of the information possible would help to see what type of person they are, and in turn help determine the best candidate for the job. There are plenty of bad traits a CEO should never have. A bad CEO is a self-absorbed person and will only be interested in themselves and won't be able to take advice from anybody. They are also control freaks who will not make an effort to spread responsibilities around. A bad CEO is stubborn and doesn't do well at handling conflict. These traits are bad because a CEO must be the complete opposite of these things in order to thrive. To make a training program for candidates who are untrained for the positions, first the higher-ups must discuss what learning objectives need to be assessed. Next, the candidate's learning style must be taken into account when creating a training program. Then the budget, delivery, and content sequencing must be decided on afterwards. The leaders include James Quincy, Chairman and CEO, John Murphy, Executive Vice President and CFO, and John Smith, President and COO. John Quincy, CEO of Coca-Cola, focused on implementing his own values and culture throughout the company. In his own words, he wanted to focus on inclusion, empowerment, employment, and accountability. His goal was to allow his team of employees to be free to make their own decisions while also holding them accountable. Knowing that he wants all of his employees to be comfortable with their own decisions, I believe Quincy exhibits the supportive leadership style. The supportive leadership style is exhibited by showing concern for employees and being approachable. The leadership style is effective when faced with a physically or psychologically challenging situation. For a corporation such as this one, I believe a supportive or directive leadership style would be effective. With a directive leadership style, the leader lets employees know what is expected of them and tells them how to perform their tasks. It is believed that this behavior has the most positive effect when the employee's role and task demands are more ambiguous and intrinsically satisfying. The supportive leadership style is directed towards the satisfaction of employees' needs and preferences. The leader will show concern for the employee's psychological well-being. Efficiency for a CEO is especially important. An inefficient CEO at the helm of a major corporation is a very worrisome predicament. Someone that isn't good at the job can drag the company down to a place that it can't come back from. I believe the top two job characteristics, core job characteristics for the CEO position are to plan and develop and implement and direct the organization's operational and fiscal function and performance, and also to act as a strategic partner by developing and implementing the company's plans and programs. And implementing a training simulation for a candidate can help improve their skills in these areas. The individual differences should amplify the core characteristics of the job. In order to effectively develop and implement the company's plans and programs, the candidate must possess adaptability and great communication skills. They must also have a willingness to take risk and be able to effectively brainstorm in order to help take the company in their desired direction. I think quality can be tracked by checking the performance of the corporation as a whole since the present CEO's hiring date. The fiscal performance of the company as well as the performance of employees within the company all reflect back onto the CEO because it's their vision that's supposed to be spread throughout the company. A survey can be given to employees and they can answer questions about their opinions on how the company is ran and about the CEO. The survey can ask if they like the direction that the company is going in. This is not a job where expectancy may be lacking. This is an essential position at the company that requires a high effort and performance in order to greatly be rewarded. Establishing a motivational strategy can help employees to realize their work potential and as a result allow the company to thrive. Employees are subject to competitive compensation through performance reviews that can lead to a merit pay raise. They offer free paid travel, scholarship funds, and discount programs to recognize employees for their good performances. I wouldn't change a thing because they already offer their employees so much for a good performance. Sales numbers and financial profit are also tied to the performance of this job. The fate of employees' jobs are on the line when it comes to the condition of the company. The lowest paid employees at Coca-Cola are warehouse workers who average a yearly salary of just over $33,000. They are the workers who do the most thankless labor for the company, and they are most likely also a part of the bottling partners of the company. As Coca-Cola sells syrups to authorized bottlers, their efforts aren't appreciated the same as the more white-collar office employees that work at the company. I believe that their salary isn't high because people at that position are most likely seen as replaceable. A position that makes a lot of money at the company, such as a claims litigation director, they make between $150,000 to $200,000 a year. A claims litigation director directs and manages all litigation for the company. They manage selection of legal counsel, development of case strategies, and preparation for mediation and trials. I think they can earn such a high salary because of how important their job is. They advise and manage the company's legal direction. My plan would involve offering employees with lower salaries bigger rewards for a higher performance. The rewards would be better than the rewards with a significantly higher, or for employees with a significantly higher salary. This would help motivate all employees and help level the playing field a bit more. Though, if there was a drawback, I believe there may be a possibility of outrage among employees that make more. They may want access to the same big rewards even though they make more money. It is possible for this job to fall into role ambiguity, role conflict, and role overload. However, if this does happen, I think it's likely that the person in this position wasn't fit for this role to begin with. You can't be a CEO and collapse under pressure so easily. If that were the case, the company would fail miserably. It's true that the position can be very challenging, but a good CEO would delegate responsibility equally and effectively throughout all departments. He would be there to support and guide his subordinates, but also allow them to make their own decisions to be accountable for. There are a multitude of benefits that come with being an employee at Coca-Cola. They include medical, dental, life insurance, and 401k. This company cares about personal well-being and a balanced lifestyle, so they give their employees paid vacation, adoption, and paternity leave. They try to improve job satisfaction by offering a multitude of benefits, promotional awards, opportunities, and a balanced life. Employees that work in the warehouse and factories are the ones that are primarily responsible for the products that the consumer sees. They are most likely sequential interdependence. The higher-ups will give deadlines and quotas for the workers in the factories to meet. From then on, each worker must do their individual part, whether it be bottling, assembly line, etc. It's like an engine. Each part has to do its job to keep everything running. When communicating, we must follow the rules of good communication. We will avoid the use of jargon and threats. We will effectively communicate by being brief with our statements while being polite, clear, and using words that are easy to understand. We will use written communication when speaking of procedures and when the situation isn't urgent. When the ideas that need to be shared are simple but important and need to be heard and responded to right away, then verbal communication will be necessary. We will be fair and try our utmost to be positive in our communication and avoid any negative comments or criticism. There shouldn't be any problems with these communication procedures as long as everyone follows In any business where there is interdependence, there will be conflict, whether it's between different departments or within a team. Task conflict will be more prevalent because of how much this company relies on teamwork. People will have different opinions and will clash over ideas. Those that have power in a corporation, especially CEOs, must be able to handle conflict with patience and understanding. To help foster beneficial conflict, a positive culture built on pursuing one goal for the company must be created instead of pursuit of the goals of the individual. I would also dedicate time to building trust between whatever team that I'm working with. Everyone's honest opinion will always be welcomed and valued without criticism. I would encourage anyone who may not be as vocal to speak their mind. As a leader, I would voice my opinions after everyone else's so that I can hear what everyone has to say, because I wouldn't want people to automatically follow suit since I'm the leader. Since I'm the leader, I must be dedicated to finding a resolution. Everyone must be accountable for the objectives that need to be met. When something isn't working among this team, we must retrace our steps to see where the breakdown was in these methods that I listed.